Alright, hello everyone, it's Silverkyle, and it is absolutely boiling here in Ontario today. The past few days, almost the past week now, we've been in this like heat wave, and the humidity is absolutely horrible. I don't know what the Fahrenheit would be, but it was like, feels like 38 degrees Celsius, because it was like 29 degrees and feels like 38 degrees Celsius because of the humidity, and that's... It's been like that for a while, and my house just can't stay cold. My room is fine because I have the AC on in there. But anyway, we've got some Omnibus to talk about, which is always exciting. 4 reprints coming out in 2022, and I'm super excited about these. I only have one of them, actually. The other ones that I have here are just to kind of like placeholders that have a little bit to do with them. But recently, Omar from Near Mint Condition announced in the past 2 days these 4 reprints that are coming out. It's crazy how many reprints that we've had in the last, this year, even a little bit last year, and what's coming out next year. These 3 years here, for the past, present, and future, is insane. I'm going to be talking about that later at some point, about all the reprints that we've been getting lately, which is just so much fun. But that's another video, so let's talk about the reprints that are coming out. And the first one, the only one that I actually have that's getting a reprint, is The Amazing Spider-Man by J. Michael Straczynski, JMS. Volume 1. It was crazy how fast this went out of print. It was really weird because I got into the omnibus buying, collecting about a few years, like maybe in 2018, 2019. And at the time, you'd pre-order a book, and if you didn't pre-order, you could still get it down the line, 6 months to a year, even like sometimes 2-3 years afterwards. But this one sold out so fast, and that started kind of this trend of books coming up for grabs and then selling out. And it's just crazy how big the community has gotten since this book, I feel. I mean, it was around that time. It wasn't necessarily this book that started all of that, but it's just crazy how fast these books started going out. And now what I really like is that they're kind of focusing on specific series to try to get out all the books that have gone out of print back into stock. And I hope that they continue this trend with Spider-Man, because there's a few that I'm still missing. I do have this one. I have JMS Volume 2 as well. But there's like the Clone Saga, which I know a lot of people don't like, but that's when I started reading. Like that's part of when I was reading Spider-Man, like as a kid. I had single issues of that, so I'm really excited, and I would love to get, the 2 Clone Sagas and Volume 1 of Scarlet Spider. I have Volume 2, but anyway, there's still a few out there that I would like to get. Pretty much, those are the only ones that I know of that are out of print now that this guy's coming back. I can't remember if JMS Volume 2 is out of print as well. I don't remember on that. But if it is, there's a good chance that we're going to get the next one after that. So, as I was saying, that they're bringing back a lot of series and trying to focus on those series so that basically anything that was out of print is going to be back into print. Now, this one's kind of interesting because I think everything that was out of print has now been reprinted in the past year, or is going to be reprinted with next year as well. And this one's kind of weird because this was not an actual omnibus. What they're doing is they're taking the oversized hardcover and putting it together as an omnibus, which is kind of what they did with this book, which did get a reprint this year, X-Men Inferno, which wasn't really an official omnibus, but they made it into an omnibus, and they're doing the same thing with X-Men Fall of the Mutants. So they're putting that together, and we're getting an actual reprint of the oversized hardcover, but now actually being labeled as a Marvel omnibus, which to me is just exactly what we always want. Really excited to have that. And now I think literally everything from the X-Men will be reprinted. I can't think of anything else because I pretty much have... No, they got a reprint of it, but I missed out. The only book that I've missed out so far on the reprints that I wanted, and I pre-ordered it, but for whatever reason they ran out of stock, was Uncanny X-Men Volume 2. That's the only one I didn't get. So I have the reprint of 1, I have 3, I have 4. 4 is not a reprint, but it's new. It's a new book in that series. That's the only one that I don't have. So I'm really hoping that they kind of go back to some of these books that did go out of, were reprinted this year in 2021. And hopefully they go back and put some more stock into those, because that would be, I need Uncanny X-Men Volume 2. Now the next 2 are Volume 1 and Volume 2. And it's really cool because it's one thing that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Now, I don't have those books, so these are kind of just placeholders. But, and these aren't even omnibus, but it is the oversized hardcovers of Jonathan Hickman's X-Men, because that's all that I have in oversized format from him. But we're getting the reprints of Avengers Volume 1 and Volume 2 by Hickman. So now everything by Jonathan Hickman that had an omnibus, or that could have an omnibus for Marvel, does have it. So they're reprinting Fantastic Four late Volume 1 late this year, and then early 2022. And then next year, they're reprinting Avengers Volume 1 and 2. And we're also getting his X-Men run. So he did, we have the oversized hardcover of the event of House of X Powers of 10. And also X of Swords, or I don't know if this is 10 of Swords. Probably 10 of Swords. We have the oversized hardcovers of these. And we're also getting the X-Men run that he had put into omnibus format at the end of this year as well. So now we're going to have pretty much a ton of Jonathan Hickman in omnibus format, and along with his special events in oversized. I still need, what is it? The Secret, the multiverse one that he kind of ends off. I can't remember what that's called. It's not Secret Wars. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's escaping my mind at the moment. But anyway, super excited that we're going to have all these reprints. Really looking forward to having, finally everything from the X-Men, the Avengers coming back. I'm hoping that, they start focusing on Avengers after that. They've been looking at, it looks like right now, X-Men was their main focus of all the reprints at the beginning. Then they kind of looked at Spider-Man and started reprinting that. So I'm hoping that they finish out Spider-Man and catch up just like they did with X-Men. Fantastic Four and Captain America, it does look like they're looking at those as well. Thor, to a degree, potentially the Incredible Hulk as well, because we are getting a reprint of Volume 1 of Thor and of the Incredible Hulk from like the Silver Age. So that's really cool that they might be focusing on those ones next year in 2022. Well, I think Thor might be coming out at the end of this year. I can't remember exactly, but we're getting quite a few series here that they're really trying to focus on and trying to catch us up with everything, which is just so much fun. It's expensive as hell to try to catch up, but it's really cool that they're giving us these options, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want to go with, right? That's the fun part of being a collector, and being able to, potentially get a whole series of everything and start from the beginning and just read it till the end, and you don't have to wait or pay an absurd price to get the next volume in that series. It's a fun time to be a collector, and I'm so happy that I got into omnibus collecting a few years ago, because now I've amassed quite a big collection, and I can really just start from any point that I want to and read it, which to me is a big thing, because I really always want to start with the beginning usually. So this is perfect for me. So that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you're most excited for out of these reprints, and I'll talk to you next time. You've been bearded in. Beardage.